I was at Jackson County at their Farm Bureau County meeting as an employee of Oklahoma Farm Bureau, and I was already in the room, and I recall Mr. Howard walking in, and the first thing I noticed was his unique style of cowboy hat.
You usually could recognize him right away because he had the cowboy hat and always had a fun grin and a sparkle in his eye, I guess you'd say.
He was super active in wheat, in cattle. He was in cotton country and active in ag youth.
He was on the Oklahoma Wheat Growers Board. He's on the Jackson County Farm Bureau Board. And he also did philanthropic things. He was on the Jackson County Hospital Board.
A lot of times somebody will be a leader in one of those organizations, but Bob was a leader in all those different groups. And so it made a big impression in lots of ways. And obviously he and Renee, working as a team, set a real example of service.
I remember very well, he called up one day and said, "Felty, are you busy?" And I said, "Well, not terribly." And I started to tell him what I was doing that day, and that really wasn't what he was wanting to know. He was wanting to know if I had time to serve beyond what I was doing for a living. And so that was really what Bob was about, doing what was needed to help the community and the industry.
When I go to Farm Bureau conventions, I, for many years, would hang around the back wall and kind of watch the room and listen to all the discussion and arguments, and Bob would often do the same thing. And so a lot of times we'd end up leaning against the wall together, and he would share commentary on the going-ons and his opinion on things.
Well, depending on what your meeting's about, Mr. Howard's going to tell you what he thinks. Later in my career, I got elected to the Oklahoma Farm Bureau State Board, and we went through some trying times. And I come to Jackson County and got a good old-fashioned Bob Howard butt chewing. He didn't tell me anything harsh or wrong. He told me the truth. And he just looked at me and he said, "Son, just do what's morally right and what's good for ag."
The main thing I'd tell Bob if I could see him right now is thank you for his encouragement, thank you for his support, thank you for the ideas.
If I saw Mr. Howard, just big congratulations, sir. A lifetime of doing just what's right for agriculture.
We all miss Bob, and it's really kind of an interesting dynamic now. I congratulate him, and knowing Bob, he'd give you that smile that he had, and want to know what we're going to do next.